What's going on, guys, and welcome back to GTA 5. Today we're going to be talking about drifting in GTA 5 as a whole and why I think Rockstar needs to add more drifting content to this game. For those of you guys who don't know, Rockstar recently introduced all new drift tuning as part of the Chop Shop DLC here in December 2023. This tuning runs the standard GTA Online player $200,000 and converts each car into all-wheel drive, rear-wheel dominant drift machines with huge steering angle, great rev hold, and the perfect amount of traction to slip around any corner, long or sharp. Since this update, we've seen a huge resurgence in players returning to GTA Online to enjoy the drifting. And I don't think this necessarily has to be a short-term effect, especially if Rockstar plays their cards right here. We've seen in the past through games like Forza, CarX, and Assetto Corsa that drifting is a culture that supersedes gaming. Drifters are eager to return to the same environments on the same games over and over again to perfect their builds and hone their crafts. Because of this, games that do drifting well do the culture well. Now, I know Rockstar is no stranger to longevity, especially with GTA 5 here, but I still think there's a huge opportunity for them to add another whole subculture to the game that would keep coming back for more. Now, one obvious way Rockstar can do this is by adding more drift cars to the game. Now, I don't want this one to turn into a wish list, guys, but my top three have to be the LG Retro Custom, the Dinka Jester Classic, and the Karen S95. All three of these cars' real-life counterparts, the R32, R33 Skyline, the Mark IV Toyota Supra, and the first-generation Subaru BRZ are all staples within the drifting community and cars that I think would absolutely bring players back for more. Now, these are just three of hundreds of cars within GTA 5 that Rockstar could add the drift tuning to and create more cars and more opportunities for players to keep returning. Now, this is all to be said within Rockstar's current tuning option, which is pretty simple. New car would get the tuning option, you take it to the LS car meet, you pay your 200 grand, you get the drift tuning, and you go drift. But what if tuning was tuning? See, one of my favorite things about 5M servers like Full Boost are the vehicle stancers. Now, I know making this available to all players right off the bat would result in a lot of horrible fender pokes, sort of like what we see in CarX from time to time, but I think implementing something like this could really be done quite well, especially if you put this behind a really high level cap. Let players have to be level 100 or 150 before they get the vehicle stancer, or maybe they have to have a really high level within the LS car meet in order to unlock it. You could also make it super expensive, so that way players are only incentivized to do it on really nice builds. I just feel like there are a ton of options to make a vehicle stancer work within vanilla GTA 5. See, one of the things that all three games that I mentioned earlier, Forza, CarX, and Assetto Corsa, all do really well is mechanical customization. This is customization for drift cars that goes far beyond the bumper or the spoiler. We're talking alignment, we're talking gearing, and we're talking engine power. Alignment and wheel specs specifically are absolutely huge and one of the reasons why I love the vehicle stancer for GTA 5. These are mechanical adjustments that do affect how the cars drive, but they also affect how the cars look and feel. Making these mechanical adjustments available to players within Grand Theft Auto would allow these cars to feel so much more tangible and so much more individualized to each player's specifications. Now, obviously it doesn't stop there. We could add gearing, we could add tire pressure, we could add engine power adjustments, which for those of you guys who don't know, you can adjust the power in a drift tuning car. You just have to adjust the EMS before you put the drift tuning on, but that's besides the point. So we have more cars, we have more tuning, but one of the huge things that I really think Rockstar should consider is adding a manual transmission to free mode. Now, I've heard the criticism on this before that it wouldn't work with the control scheme. My two proposed solutions for this are going to be, one, add something within the interaction menu that allows you to change between an automatic and a manual transmission mode, or two, something within the weapon wheel that would allow you to change between transmission modes on the fly. I've also heard leaks / rumors about a manual transmission coming into the drag racing, so maybe they already have that coded. I don't know if it's going to be available in free mode or not, but I'm really hoping it is, because honestly, when it comes to drifting, there's nothing quite like having a clutch, a handbrake, and the ability to shift on your own available to the driver. A true manual transmission offers the experienced driver an extra level of control, and I think if GTA really wants to take its drifting seriously, they should offer that level of control to its top level drivers. This is why players get such good doors on games like CarX or Assetto Corsa. Not only are they able to customize the car to drive the way they want it to, they're able to drive the car the way they want to drive it because they have a manual transmission available. I know this is something a small percentage of players would use off the bat, but I really think you'd see a growth in numbers as tandem drifting became more popular within Grand Theft Auto 5. In fact, I think the manual transmission would actually create something more similar to a steep skill tree, something that players would want to climb and get better at. They'd see players getting really smooth tandems and ask, why are you so good? And they would learn that they have to learn how to drive manual transmission. And isn't that really what Grand Theft Auto is all about? Isn't that what keeps players coming back? They need to level up and they need to gain more skills in order to gain more things, in order to gain more skills, to gain more money, to gain more things. That's what drifting's all about too. And I really think Grand Theft Auto's onto something huge here. So those are three huge things so far, and we're not done yet, guys, that Rockstar can do to improve street drifting within Grand Theft Auto 5, but I think we're forgetting that there's actually a whole nother market within drifting that Grand Theft Auto could capitalize on. Of course, I'm talking about competition drifting, guys, tandem battles, Formula Drift. This market has been huge in the United States over the last few years. Both IRL tandem battles and video game drifting are becoming more and more popular each day. In games like CarX and Assetto, you're seeing a lot of players mod in a lot of these cars and tracks. I think if Rockstar was smart here, they'd look at drifting the same way they did racing when they added Hot Ring and F1. Of course, you have your standard street races, like we have our competitive drift races, and don't get me wrong, guys, I absolutely love those drift races. They are so much fun, but I would love to see something more akin to a tandem battle that you could join up as well and see if you can bring home a lump sum against some really talented players. I know from personal experience on CarX that tandem battles are one of the things that keeps people coming back more and more, myself included. They are so much fun and something I would love to see explored further in GTA 5. All in all, I love what Rockstar has done here with the Chop Shop DLC. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say this is the most GTA 5 I've played in years. I really think Rockstar's headed down the right path for drifting here, and I can't wait to see what they have up their sleeve in the future. Obviously, I am trying to keep my expectations realistic here, guys, but everything we talked about in this video is a possibility, as well as something like VR and wheel support, so you never know what could happen. Who knows, maybe Rockstar will even see this video and consider adding a few of these things to the game. As always, guys, if you did enjoy the video, or if you have anything at all for me, leave it down in the comments below. I know there was a lot to talk about in this video, so I want to hear from you guys. As always, guys, if you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.